Hello, welcome to this week's edition of Parashat. Pointers for Parashat Beshalach. This week's message is Le'ilui Nishmat Chaim ben Esther as well as Yitzchak ben Gratia. The pasuk talks about Miriam, a Neviah, the great sister of Moshe Rabbeinu, and it says in the pasuk that Miriam, the sister of Aaron, took some musical instruments in her hands when they left Mitzrayim. And as they went through the sea that split, she started to play the instruments and they sang songs. It's unbelievable that these virtuous women that left Mitzrayim, they were all certain that the miracles were going to happen. And their leader, Miriam, actually brought the instruments that were going to be used to sing those songs to Hashem. Miriam showed this type of faith in Hashem from a very young age. We know that when Moshe Rabbeinu was put in the Nile, in that basket, the Zohar says that Miriam was there watching the baby, and the Zohar says she was watching to see how Moshe was going to be saved, because she knew he was going to be saved. She just wanted to know how it was going to happen. That's the level of faith that Miriam, the Neviah, had. So how was she so sure that Hashem was going to save the Jewish people? Like, where did she get that faith from? The Havod Levavot talks about how if a person puts his faith in things other than Hashem, then Hashem says, okay, then you're going to go into that route. Then if that's what you're going to believe in, then let that thing help you. But if you put your faith in God fully, Hashem will always come through for you. That was Miriam's faith. It was so strong. Therefore, Hashem answered her call. The Kli Yakar says a very similar thing. He says on the Pasuk in Vayikra says that if you're going to treat my mitzvot, my commandments, with keri, like indifference, so I will deal with you also with indifference. So you see from there, the Kli Yakar says the same thing happens. The way we act with Hashem is how He acts with us. If we act indifferent to Him, then He's indifferent back. If we believe in Him, then He takes care of us in a new way. So we have a very big power when it comes to our emunah. The Rambam defines emunah as the knowledge that Hashem created the world. Bitachon is a new level. Bitachon, the way the Chavot HaLevavot describes it and defines it, is relying on Hashem. It's trusting, it's bringing the faith into reality. Once heard a beautiful thing. Emunah is like the tree. The bitachon are the fruits that come out of the tree. What was the reward for Miriam's faith in Hashem? In the book of Devarim, it talks about how Miriam's death resulted in a shortage of water. Our rabbis say, what's the connection? What's the juxtaposition? Why Miriam dies and there's no water? So we know that there was something called the well of Miriam, and when she passed away, that well dried up. It wasn't there anymore. Why was the well of water the specific miracle that came in the merit of Miriam? Since she was so confident in the miracle that was going to happen at the water, Hashem said, I'm going to bring water in that merit. Perhaps we could say a very special hidush here, that the water doesn't just mean physical water. A mother's job is to create an environment in her home, a good environment. Just as every home must have water as its source for their physical existence, so too a family needs bitachon. Without emunah and bitachon, a family cannot make it. True living is being connected to Hashem with that level of bitachon. And Miriam, whose name, by the way, comes from the word mar, bitter, she was born in the most bitter exile. Yet she tells her father Amram, when he separates from his wife, he says, we can't have children in this environment. They're going to get killed. She goes, you're worse than Paro. How could you do this, Dad? Come on, you got to get back. You have to have children. And Moshe Rabbeinu comes from that union. Imagine the faith of Miriam. Have children, even though they might be killed. That's not our job. This is Miriam. There are many stories told of children that were actually born in the Holocaust. In fact, in the displaced persons camp, many, many children were born. You know why? Because mothers realized that their job is not to create the reality of the times that their children are born in, but rather to raise children who could connect to Hashem in any reality. That's their job. The women of Klal Yisrael have that same inner strength. They have that little piece of Miriam in them. And they should be confident. And the knowledge that Hashem will get you through any challenge you might be going through. If you strengthen your home, you strengthen yourself, you have bitachon, you will see that your children will grow to be a source of pride, as they'll be a foundation to withstand all life has to offer. Shabbat Shalom.